Welcome back, everybody. Aga Swiecki here from SKG. And today we're going to take the subject of focus to a whole new level. So remember how we talked about the focus was one of the elements of managing your state. So basically, at any given moment, where does your attention go? That's the focus, not necessarily the focus on a given task, but where does your mind go? We're going to talk about the 4 laws of focus, which were created by a company called Growth-U, if you want to look it up. But we're going to talk about the 4 laws of focus and how that drives our identity, how that shapes who we are, and then how to shift it. And hopefully we can squeeze it all in 5 minutes, because that's all I got. So the 4 laws of focus are: what you focus on, you find. So that's my filtering system. Am I looking for the positive? Or am I looking for the negative? What I focus on grows. So suddenly that's all I see. What you focus on seems real, and ultimately what you focus on, you become. So think about this. What I focus on, I find. So we all have people in our lives. Some people are always very positive. They can find positive things even in the most difficult situations. And there are some where their filtering system is something always happens to me. I always get rude people helping me in the store. I always get a rude waiter. I always get stuck in traffic. I always get someone unhelpful online. Right? And there are some people who somehow always get nice situations, nice people, and positive experiences. This is where it's coming from. My mind focuses on these things consistently, and when it does, it becomes a part of who I am. So suddenly, what I focus on, I find. What I focus on grows. What I focus on seems real, which means that's my reality. And if I'm talking to someone who is negative, and let's say I'm a very positive person, they won't understand me. We're speaking a very different language, right? And then ultimately what I focus on, I become. It's a part of me. Suddenly I am that positive person. I am that negative person. I am that person that focuses on these things. So it becomes a part of your reality, becomes a part of your filtering system. That's how powerful focus is. That's why it's very good to actually decide what you want to focus on. Take that in your own hands and be intentional with it. So a couple of tips and tricks of how to direct your focus. First of all, I highly, highly recommend deciding on your intention when you first wake up, and then ending your day with gratitude. They both direct focus, probably the most powerful way to direct focus, but close your day on both ends with a very, very powerful way to focus your mind or on something that actually matters, something positive. So that's one. You can also direct your focus with powerful questions, asking great questions. There's nothing better. And that applies to you as a person, but also you shifting someone else's focus. So if someone is coming up to you, whether it's your family member or if it's a coworker, let's say, and they're going on a rant about something because they have to talk about it, something negative just happened to them, you actually can redirect their focus with great questions. Don't get into it. You don't have to get super emotional about it. You just simply redirect their focus with a great question, such as, what's the outcome of this meeting? Or how can I show up better next time? What's the solution for this problem? What do you think would be best to solve this? And suddenly they start thinking, well, hey, there is a solution. Maybe we could do A, B, or C, right? So you simply took their brain off of the problem, which already happened, to the future, to the solution land. Very, very powerful. Ask questions that start with how versus why. So why questions are actually not very effective for the brain. Why implies judgment. Why implies criticism, and why keeps us in this zone of thinking about the problem. The how questions take us to the future, and suddenly the creative brain gets activated, and we're thinking, what can we do with this? What can we do with this? There must be a solution, more than one. I'm sure there's more than one, right? So that's what how questions do to the brain. Super powerful. And again, you can use that on yourself, and you can use that on other people that you lead, that you work with, people you live with, right? This works on everybody. Focus on what you do want rather than on what you don't want. So that's a big one. We talked about it in our last Wellness Wednesday video, but this is huge. This is huge. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this is so important that we're gonna probably repeat that in a couple more videos, just giving you heads up. But focus on what you do want versus on what you don't want. And look for accountability in someone you trust or respect and say, hey, catch me when I say that. Can you shift it for me? Can you tell me when I start talking about the things that I don't want and help me say it differently? Okay, so accountability is huge. And then, of course, the intentions, the outcomes at the beginning of the day, and close your day with 3 things that you are grateful for. That's a big one. That's something you can practice on your own. Something, if you have little ones, you can practice it at the dinner table. What were the highlights of your day? What was the favorite part of your day? Tell me about it. Tell me the focuses around that versus you're not going to believe what happened to me today at work, right? And 30 minutes later, you're still talking about the problem. This is what we all do. This is the human brain. Again, we're wired for negativity. We need these tools in our toolbox, especially now, to focus on the things that matter, to bring the energy up, to feel better so that we can show up better for our families and other people. And overall, these are such important but easy tips and tricks. And if you want to test your focus and see how good it is, because we can always do it better, we can always take it to the next level. But if you want to shift it and see where you actually are with your focus, leave a little note next to your nightstand and write, what am I focused on right now, with a question mark, and leave it somewhere you can see it, so that the first thing you see when you wake up is that. And then catch your thoughts. See what showed up. Is it recycling from yesterday and you're still thinking about the same situation that happened a couple of days ago? Or are you visioning? Are you thinking, what do I want to focus on today? How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up in this client meeting that I'm going to? Or how much do I want to enjoy this dinner with a friend that I'm having? 2 different mindsets, right? Past, future. So do that quick experiment on yourself, and I will see you next time.